comfortable now in your rocket seat and come along with us. We're leaving planet Earth right now aboard our rocket bus. Space Cowboy's here, so's his crew from International Space Station Earth. Traveling light years all the time while standing on his turf. Along the journey much to see, collapsing space and time. No dangers here in this dimension, no hate, no death, no crime. We go anywhere we want to go, we think and we are there. Striving for balance in all we do, and no need at all for fear.
Hi, Space Hound here. I don't say much, but I sure do a lot of thinking. And I want to let you know what I'm thinking right now. I am sure glad that I'm riding the range of change with Space Cowboy and Buck Boost. We go all over the universe, so come on along with us for the next half hour. Yee-haw!
Actor. Was it an act that he broke the sound barrier?
Yeah.
Was that was an act?
No, I told you he was some sort of pilot.
But yeah, no.
What kind of a pilot was he?
Space
Kamikaze.
What kind of a pilot was he really?
What did he pilot?
What kind of pilots do they take and train to be astronauts? What kind of pilots do they take?
Fighter.
Okay, that's closer.
Air Force, Navy.
Right, that's good. Marines. They are
Navy
test pilots.
pilot.
Test pilot. He was a test pilot, but you know, not only was he a test pilot, he was a mechanic. See, and that's why they wanted him. Yeehaw, gentlemen! I'm talking about Chuck Yeager, about how he's a test pilot and also a mechanic. That's why they selected him for the Bell X-1. And he was here. That was, Buzz Aldrin was here. I'm sure Chuck Yeager.
Yeah, he was here about 10 years ago.
See, so he's the first one to sign off on here. And then we have Pete Knight.
I don't know.
Remember that X-15 I was showing you at lunch?
Oh yeah.
He's the guy that wrote it the fastest. He wrote it 6.72 Mach. Okay? You know how fast that is? Faster than a speeding bullet. A speeding bullet is about 3,000 feet per second. He was going approximately 6,630 feet per second. He had a pressure suit. He was in the cockpit of that X-15, that rocket plane.
wear pressure suit? It was crazy.
Because you lose cabin pressure, and guess what, partner?
But I mean, including when you're going.
You're out of luck.
You're going that fast. When you're going accelerating that fast, your heart stops pumping that much.
What a pressure suit does, it keeps your pressure, the pressure on your organs, the right way, so that
So they don't.
right, yeah. And see, look at this. We have the fourth American to travel in space, Scotty Carpenter. Aurora 7. He was part of this. Look, this is the Mercury 7. The initial 7 astronauts right there. That's it. That's their insignia.
So that's why you have that.
Yeah, that's Mercury 7. And then we have the last man to walk on the moon. The final mission to the moon was Apollo 17. Right there. Okay, young lady, I know you're watching me. Because we know these people. We hang out with these people. What kind of a space cowboy would I be if I didn't have a hat that's balanced out like this?
Hey, how you doing? I guess this is what you call a quick intermission from Space Cowboy. My name is Comet, And that's a great name for a little dog that travels around the universes with Space Cowboy. Don't you think so? Well, I've been listening in every stop he makes, and right now here on planet Earth with those kids, boy oh boy, I learned a lot of history. Well, I want to get back now and see what he's doing next. I'll see you again sometime during our ride through the universe.
There's a lot of adults that think the space shuttle goes to the moon. And I say, how many people walked on the moon? They say 1,000. I said, what are you talking about? And they said, well, the shuttle, every time it goes up, it's going to the moon, right?
No.
What a sad
Are we ready, Commander? Ignition sequence, go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeehaw!
Whoa, that's fast.
Yeah!
He's still sitting up.
I'm going in. All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go as fast as I can.
Having fun yet?
Yeehaw!
Looks like your hood's having fun.
And this is what you get when you behave!
I'm not happy with it.
Hey, that was really edutaining. By the way, my name is Mr. Universe, and I'm just like those dogs, because I never say anything. I just watch and listen to everything. But every once in a while, I let you listen in on my thoughts, and that's what you're hearing now. And my next thoughts are, I want to go see what Space Cowboy is going to do with his special guest, right here next on the Endeavors of Space Cowboy show. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! And one of our main things that we do is we go ahead, and the first thing that processes through our fertile creative imagination is, what can we do to leave this area in better shape than how we found it? Isn't that a wonderful way to go through life, Justin?
Oh yeah, it is.
You bet, because we are here to build this great, great country of ours, and we are here to build our great, great space cow folk. What do you think about that, Justin?
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and we have many different ways of promoting edutainment. We have simulators, right? We have hands-on. We have different learning centers, many different learning centers. As a matter of fact, we've invested in a lot of new learning centers, and that's a lot of fun because not only are we building our minds, but we're working as a team. You know, it's a team effort. And it goes back to the 1 + 1 = 2, but 1 + 1 also equals a team, right?
Yes.
So with a team, we can go anywhere. We can do anything. And this is what we're promoting, is a team effort, because we went to the moon, you're going to Mars. And to get to Mars, like we talked about, you have to have a team. Think about that. Your voyage to Mars is 6 months.
6 months. Jeez, that's a
And
long
we're
time.
sitting like this, partner, the whole way. Hi, Justin. How you doing?
Good.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time I talked to you was about a second ago. We only have another 6 months to go, don't worry. See? So we need to be together as a team in order to pull that mission off. Because what happens if somebody in the crew has a bad hair day?
Stand by for launch in 1 minute, Space Cowboy.
Whoa, it sounds like we're getting ready to go, Justin.
All right.
That was mission control. Mission control.
Reviewing the rockets now.
Whoa, see, that's the kind of stuff we get at the Space Endeavor Camp. Isn't it a yeehaw kind of day, folks? What do you think, Justin?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. And what does yeehaw mean?
Left and right.
That's right. And what's the Greek word for nature?
Physics.
Physics. So that's how we learn how to go to Mars, is the study of physics. Because physics is how we harness the forces, of nature. And when we do that, it's countdown, ignition sequence, go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition! Blast off!
Landing sequence complete.
The Eagle has landed, Cal folks, Space Cal folks. And now we are going to have Justin do an experiment using static electricity. And what an experiment this is going to be. Right, Justin?
We're using electricity.
That's right, and you've cut all these pieces of paper here, and you've spent a lot of time on this, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And we're going to give the Space Cow folks out there in TV land a special presentation. Now, it's a yeehaw kind of day, Parker.
Yeehaw.
Oh. So let's do that experiment now.
All right.
You explain to us what we're doing.
Okay. You can get a balloon or a comb, anything plastic, and cut up little pieces of paper like I've got down here. You can rub the balloon or the comb or the pen or whatever you have on wool, like, I don't know, just any kind of wool, or your hair, which is what I'm gonna do right now because I have nothing else to use, so.
You do not need a laboratory or special equipment to make static electricity.
And you just pick up the little piece of paper. If you can, just dab them. And then it picks up the pieces of paper. Ooh, mystical.
Rubbing the plastic builds up a static charge in the comb that attracts the tissue scrapes. Try the same experiment with different plastic items. It works with pens and drinking straws. Yeehaw! Look at that.
You can also use other objects, like here I've got a brush. You can use this brush, you know, do it on your shirt for a little while and then take up a piece of paper. Now I've also got other objects. Here, say a pen, rub it in your hair. You can take it like that. Well, it's not working right now. I guess not, but here, let's try and do it again. Well, I guess it's not working, but here we've got a few other objects. We've got plastic bag, you know, rub it on shirt or your hair. Create as much static electricity as you can. And then bring it down here. Grab up a few pieces of paper. There you go, you've got static electricity. Yeah, like a balloon. Here we've got a balloon, plastic bag. You could use a comb or a brush. Anything that you can find that's plastic, try it out. You know, you don't have to go to the store or buy anything. Pretty much got everything you need here, paper.
And that's a fun thing that we can do right at the house.
Yeah.
All these experiments that we do can be done right at the house. You don't need a big fancy laboratory to do this. It's just that simple. And not only does it entertain us, but it edutains us. Because we're not just entertained, we're educated at the same time. And education plus entertainment equals?
Edutainment.
Edutainment. And now stand by for the NASA retro video. Yee-haw!
The problem of selecting pilots to represent the United States in space was approached from the same uncompromising direction. From all of the active duty pilots in the Navy, Marines, and Air Force, the service records of 473 test pilots were selected for review. 110 met the basic qualifications. Each must be a graduate of a Navy or Air Force test pilot school, 1,500 hours of flight time, qualified in jet aircraft, an engineering background, younger than 40 at the time of selection, and 5 feet 11 or less. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration asked 69 Navy, Marine, and Air Force officers of the 110 who qualified to come to Washington for a briefing. They were interviewed, tested, and asked to volunteer for the Project Mercury mission. 6 were discovered to be too tall. 16 declined. And 47 volunteered. 32 were asked to continue through a series of capability tests which would indicate not the best man in the group, but the various degrees of qualification of each man. Two candidates reported to the Lovelace Clinic in Albuquerque, New Mexico for an exhaustive series of physical examinations. These tests were divided between those given under normal clinical procedures and a series used for the first time in Project Mercury. A series of dynamic tests designed to measure the candidates' abilities during physical stress. Laboratory studies were made in each physiological area. As military pilots, these men had passed yearly flight physicals. But here at the Lovelace Clinic, each measurable reaction of body chemistry, each physical function was measured, probed, diagnosed. What is the specific gravity of his body? What is his blood volume, water volume? What is his total body radiation count? We are listening to his heart. When the astronaut is orbiting in space, the measure of his heart's contraction and expansion will be telemetered to the Mercury tracking stations. After a week of examinations, the candidates were sent on to the Wright Air Development Center in Dayton for stress evaluation and psychological tests. This Project Mercury candidate is preparing for stress. The weight of 8 gravities will thrust upon him as he rides the human centrifuge. conditions are studied. The results will indicate how he fared under multiple gravity forces. Did he show a tendency to pull back? No. Was his tolerance level low or was it high? Now, can we shake his equilibrium? How does this affect his pulse and blood pressure? And what about his mental balance, his imagination, his personality, motivation? How does he see the different problems of living? And how has life affected him as an individual? Test his memory, comprehension, perception, visualization. Ask him to describe himself in 100 different ways with a battery of tests. Now take him up to 65,000 feet for 1 hour in a pressure chamber.
I don't teach these people anything. I just simply reinforce what they already know. For example, we listen to our parents, we do our homework, and we make our bed every single day. And that's what gets us to Mars and beyond and back safely. Because every time we listen to our parents, do our homework, and make our bed, we have just revolutionized our decision cycle with responsibility, with organizational skills, and with discipline. And just through discipline alone, we achieve strength and honor and courage. What a powerful, powerful combination to carry us through this airspace like a freight train moving down the tracks. We're not taking no for an answer, just like the moon rocket going to the moon. It didn't take no for an answer either, with all 3 million moving parts or parts. So that's what's going on. We're reaching out to America, and we are revolutionizing America's decision cycle one mind at a time. Because you tell me out there, Space Cow folks in TV land, isn't it a lot better to go there with our brain before our body goes there? Simply the way I'm looking at it here. And if you want to phone in and correct me if I'm wrong, that's great, because I'm not always right. After all, I'm not a teacher. I'm simply a reacher. Boy, this was a nice balanced ride, wasn't it?
Kinda, partner.
Buck Booth.
Yep, it was another long road up through the galaxy.
That's right. And I guess we're gonna probably want to talk about ways of achieving balance, aren't we?
Yeah, and that's something to figure out, because once one's figured out how to achieve balance, everything is great.
You know, and the thing is, it's so easy, but it's a lot easier said than done. Because it takes, you know, a good diet, plenty of exercise, takes listening to your parents, doing your homework, and making your bed every single day. Because what that does to our decision cycle is priceless. What else? What are other ways of achieving balance? Do you have any idea, Buck Booth?
Well, I guess you've achieved balance when you just don't care what happens.
That's probably another way of achieving balance. That's true.
You know, because when things just really get to you, it's kind of out of balance, you know?
Yes,
you fall off the horse.
Yes, sir.
And the main thing is to stay on the horse when you're riding all around the big range of the universe.
That's exactly right. And try walking without balance, or riding without balance for that matter.
I haven't walked for so long, partner. I've been on this horse going from galaxy to galaxy and then some.
But you know what? We're just showing everybody the way on this trail.
You know, I guess that's what trailblazers do, you know? They kind of turn the brush into a trail.
Exactly.
And then, you know, wagons come down through there. And then highways. And then spaceships. Spaceships going on trails, electronic trails.
We call that a beam rider. That's when we're beam riding. Yee-haw!
You know, partner, I wonder if all these planets are riding a beam, going around them galaxies.
I'm sure they are. You know, in space, we're all just falling down. Everything's just falling around.
Hey, this is old Buck Boost here. Justin sure enjoyed being on the Endeavors of Space Cowboy TV show today. And if you would like to be on a future show, give old Space Cowboy a call at the Endeavor Center. Area code 805-734-1747.
Figure out your special mission as we reach beyond the stars. Imagination will take you there as your vision soars with ours. Many dimensions travel today, our journey goes on forever. Horizon joined across the miles, imagination is our tether. Space Cowboy's been there long before, he lives beyond the stars. Breakfast on Pluto, lunch on Mars, no distance is too far. You can always come along as you travel past the sun. But always, always keep in mind, Space Cowboy is not for everyone.
Oh! We are Americans and we are responsible. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Right.